Evening, Bill. Evening, Silv. Silv, quick one. Let's just spin through today. I mean, Foxtel was a bit free with you in the Wolverton. How do you think he went?
And well, he raced a little bit too fresh for me, and then I got him just behind the leaders, and wasn't much pace on for me. And, he's a horse. He wants a good gallop and race, and he wasn't able to get today. And at the same time, is his first runner for the year. He should come on from the run. And he come for the race a little bit in the fresh side. To me. But I just hope this race could put him straight, and he can give me a better ride next time.
One that did run a storm was March Law in the Cheshire. He ran a storm, didn't he, from Mark Johnson? That must have been pleasing. Just a little bit frustrating to finish second.
Yeah, it was. And, I rolled him in his first debut. I thought he would improve. And he proved to me improve well from today. He just was a big babe all over. Just baby.
Yeah. One person who did have a good day was William Esdaile, future Prime Minister. Highland Chief 20-1, Molatham 7-1, Kalushi 7-1. Bill, we're not going to be able to afford you for these videos soon.
Yeah, well, it was a good day. I was just going to ask Silv, ground must have been pretty bad towards the end.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah, hey, the track is very wide, and to be honest, it's not that bad for the 3 days race. They've done a good job with the track, and it's unbelievable. And probably worse tomorrow. Yeah,
because they seem to come away from the rail a bit in the last race. Everyone seems to come a bit away from the rail, so the draw bias might not be there tomorrow.
Yes, but I think it's just the way he is, Ascot. When you kick and when you go on clay, and you always looking where the other horses are to drift to get company.
Yeah.
But I think the ground this was all over the same. Was no bias on the ground.
Okay, perfect.
Well, let's have a quick spin through the card tomorrow, Silv, and then we can get you off home. Look, in the Palace of Holyrood House Handicap, which is a tongue twister if I ever heard one. You ride Art Power 9-4. It's been the best backed horse this evening. It was 3-1 earlier in the offices, 9-4 now. Could be 2-1, maybe even shorter tomorrow. He was brilliant at York. He won at Newcastle. Could have probably gone to the Group 1, but you've decided to run him over this trip instead. You must be super excited tomorrow.
Yes, I am. Yeah, and he was very impressive. And his first debut this year at Newcastle with a top weight. I think a lot of the horse, and we thought this will be the best chance we have, with this fella, I mean, the deep end some point, but, looks like this is the race for him. And we hope we can be right, but I'm quite excited, he's one of the horses go there with a life chance,
Yeah. And Bill, any fancies? There's been money for Keep Busy. I must mention that Kieran Fallon takes 3 off.
Well, Keep Busy was the horse I was going to mention. Fun enough, I'd love to see Silv win. I think he's on. I tipped Art Power tomorrow. I thought he was the one to be on. Drawn high, goes well in soft ground, and that penalty he carried last time, that was a good performance. And 5 furlongs is his trip. I thought he was the one to beat. And Keep Busy, the horse you just mentioned, ran well, placed in at Sandown on the weekend. Got some form on soft ground for the John Quinn team. Probably 10-11-1 was a fair each way bet. But hopefully chasing Silv shadows in the opener.
Yeah, I agree. She looks a good thing. That in the 150, we move on to the Albany. You ride Ventura Vision, a 33-1 chance of Mark Johnson. She's a nice filly. She got beat at odds on last time at Chelmsford, but we've seen this week there were horses that have had the benefit of the run in the last couple of weeks. That seems to be a huge advantage, and slightly overpriced potentially at 33-1, Silv.
Well, I don't think she, I think she's been throwing a deep end, marks like that sometimes. He likes to prove wrong. She's a lovely big filly. I think the straight track will be suitable, but, it's a tough company.
There's been good money around for Golden Melody this evening. William Haggis's James Doyle's riding out of his skin. Have you played in the race?
Yeah, well, Golden Melody's definitely got a chance. There was cutting the ground when she won at Haydock. I thought Dandala would run well, the Carl Burke horse.
This evening as well.
Made its debut a few weeks ago. I just thought 12-1. I thought it was a very, very hard race, but if I had to play one, I'd probably play Dandala at 12.
Right, moving on to the north at the Group 2. Silv, you ride one that's going to struggle, I would have thought here. Emirati Durham. He was third at Doncaster. Again, you team up with Mark Johnson. I must admit, I thought his favourite looked a good thing here, Eye of Heaven. What can you tell us about your boy, and what do you know about the favourite?
And I don't know much about my fella, for John Quinn Yard. I only get few spin for him. But I think Mark Johnson is all over with Frank, the way he won. And that was very impressive. And I think it's the horse to beat,
Yeah. Bill?
Yeah, I'd be fun enough. I'd actually take Eye of Heaven on. It was very quick. It was quick ground the day one, and over 5 furlongs. The reason he's so short in the betting is because he beat Tactical, who obviously won the Windsor Castle.
Yeah.
Eye of Heaven brings top form to the table, but I thought Lipsana, the Coolmore horse, the second in, had a couple of goes, had experience on the soft ground. I just think the trip may test Eye of Heaven, and if they commit too early, I think Lipsana might outstay him.
I mean, the money's been for the 2 this evening. It's massive.
I think
everything's drifting by those 2. Go on, Silv.
I think the Learjet,
Oh yeah, you won on the Learjet last time, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think the only thing could be against to him would be the ground too soft. But I think he's a massive horse. He got such a long stride, and and could be too soft for him, because I think he's a horse. He could go in a good to soft, and I don't think will be good to soft tomorrow. It'll be soft ground still,
Yeah.
But I think he's a horse. He broke the track record at the Armoured and wasn't a great race, but I think, Michael Bell and, the horse got sold, and, I think he has a lot, he has improved, and, if he improve, I think as much I think he should do, he should be very competitive as well,
It's Sir Michael Bell to you, isn't it?
Michael. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you mentioned the rain there and the soft ground. One horse who will like the rain, who will want more soft ground, is Mirando, who you ride in the Hardwick. He was 4th last year. Like to think he can go at least one better than that this year. He's up against Elikam, who's been well punted this evening. Anthony Van Dyke's up there as well. Top race as always, but you must like this ground coming soft, Sil, for your charge.
Yeah, I wouldn't swap my rider for anyone, and
yeah,
I think he loves the ground, and if the ground is still soft tomorrow, deep, he loves that, and and it's like that. He likes to run fresh as well, and the deep is the better for him. I hope the rain can come even tonight.
Yeah, no, I think it will. The signs are good for the rain. Bill, have you played? I can't see Mirando at the 3 myself. Can you?
I wouldn't want to say it myself on the phone. I think he's up against it. I hope I'm wrong. I think he's up against it potentially in a race of this quality. Elikam, got to worry about stamina there. I mean, his form looks pretty strong now with the Prince of Wales winner from Wednesday. Anthony Van Dyke, it wouldn't be surprised me if they scratched him in the morning. Miranda will go well because of the ground, but I've got a sneaky suspicion with the variant team going so well. Defoe, last year's winner, will bounce back from his disappointed run at Newmarket, and so I go with Defoe, and also keep an eye out on Hamish, the Haggis horse. Massive step up in class, but proper stayer who could definitely take a hand.
Right, the 3:35 is the Commonwealth Cup. Silver, nice ride to pick up for Aidan O'Brien. Here's Southern Hills. He won the Windsor Castle last year, not been seen since then. What can you tell us? Do you know much about him? I assume you haven't sat on him, what with everything that's going on. What's the vibe from the yard?
Well, I'm just glad I got a spin, and for Aidan O'Brien, and such a big yard, and and I'm sure he wouldn't send a horse to Ascot without a chance. He must think he got a chance, and it's a tough race, but he got a few old ones in. Definitely, I didn't pick the first choice, but I hope he can run well for me,
Yeah, I must admit, I fancy one strong in this race. I think it'd be the other Aidan runner. I think Lope Fernandez, who's another one who's had the benefit of the run last time in Ireland, looked like he needed it. He's been well punted 7 into 5 already this evening. William, what are you going to put up?
Best bet of the day, Lope Fernandez.
There we go.
Lope de Vega.
This will be the first loser you back all week, and the first one that I join in. Yeah,
this is an interesting horse. He kind of threw the Irish guineas away. I think the drop in trip will help. He looks a sprinter. The form behind Pinatubo with Highland Chief, who won the first today. Looks pretty good from last year now. But no, Lope Fernandez around 5-1. I think he's a real player. I did fancy Wooded. I actually lined him, but he's a non-runner, the French raider, which is a bit annoying. But Lope Fernandez, I think, is a really good bet, and I think he will win.
Silv, another nice ride to pick up in the 410 is a ride for the Queen, and you ride in the Queen's Vase. What better race to win for her? You ride Punctuation for Angel Balding, back up in Trip, 20-1 chance. What can you tell us?
Well, I know he will stay. Yeah, I know he will stay well, and you know, it will be lovely to win that race. You know, for the second time. But you know, and he's competitive. You know, Frankie De Tarr jump off one of John Gosden to ride one of Aidan O'Brien, so that one must have got a good chance. You know, it's a competitive race, but Andrew been given a chance to his horse. You know, he spoke to him today. He said the horse is very well, and he goes there with a chance.
So one horse,
have you ridden for the Queen before, Sil?
Yeah, I won on the horse, and I won.
Oh yeah.
I think I had about 3 winners for the Queen, so it's not a big one. I think tomorrow will be my first big one for her.
Okay, perfect.
have you ridden for the Queen before, Bill?
No, I don't think that's going to happen ever.
You've got more chance of becoming king than you have riding for the Queen.
You never know. You never know.
You never know, Sil. You never know. Quite right. Thanks, Sil. At least someone's nice.
What do you fancy, Bill?
All I'd say, Punctuation. I love his feet. I think Sil and I were joking before how the Queen will be able to spot the white feet on the TV.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't pedal back too quick. I think the one I would like, I think Santiago, again, another Coolmore horse. I think he's interesting. I mean, on this ground, a mile and 6 will feel like the 2 miles that this race used to be. So it'll be quite a tough ask. I'd probably go Santiago, but wouldn't be confident.
And finally, in the lucky last, you ride Good Birthday for Andrew Balding. He's a 16-1 chance. Andrew's also got the brilliantly named Johnny Drama in the race as well. I think, Bill, we'll let you go first in this race. It looks impossible when you're in such good form. Can you tell us what you've backed, and then Silv, let us know what you think of Good Birthday?
I really like Durston here. I think he's a very, very good horse, being gelded. Loves soft ground, will stay. Was in the last race, the Copper Horse, I think it's called, on the Wednesday, but stayed for this race. I think he's a very good horse and will give the Simcox team a winner. He will do for me. I'll only go with one dart. I'll go with him.
Silv, what do you think of Good Birthday?
Well, if he had a better draw, I'll fancy him better to run well, you know. We're right in the car park, 1.5 miles. That will be a messy race. And, you know, he's a horse, he needs a lot of pace, and the probably will be suitable for me at some point, but the draw doesn't help. But I think Rafe Beckett's horse, you know, the one Harry Bennett rides, draw 9, you know, he's done nothing wrong. So, and, you know.
I think he's a non-runner, actually.
Is he? Okay, I'm sorry.
Not going to run.
Silv, don't worry, that's one less to worry about.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about him.
Okay. No, yeah, I just, and, you know,
Durston's the one, Silv. That's the one you want to look in your wing mirrors at. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one probably have to fall. You know?
I'm going to give you one in the last 40.
You're going to say Indianapolis, Luke, aren't you?
Indianapolis.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that.
How do you know that, Bill?
You know, I was very tight. I was very tight to pick one, like, and even Johnny Drummond, you know, he's a good horse, and you know, and I think he'll like the ground, you know.
Well,
would be more in his.
I was just going to say to Silv that in recent years, you want to be drawn high in this race. You don't necessarily want to be drawn low. So you're not maybe as badly drawn as you think you might be.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Well, I think we'll be talking this time tomorrow night, Silv, after you've had 2 winners. Art Power nice. Going in the first, and Miranda can get the job done in the Hardwick. Bill, you've got 3 bets tomorrow. What are they, please?
3 bets tomorrow. I think we'll kick off with Art Power in the first because we've got to, because Silv's around on the phone, so we've got to go for him. But Art Power in the first, Lipzanner in the 2.25, and then we'll round the day off with Lope Fernandez as the best bet.
Yeah, I've backed Lope Fernandez. I've backed Indianapolis in the last, and I think we're all on Art Power in the first. Good luck in the first, Silv. We'll all be cheering you home.
Thank you. No, thank you so much.